Hey everyone, we're Sailing Sweet Ruka. I'm Kate, this is Curtis, and Roxy the dog, and we're here to sail around the world via Cape Horn and the Cape of Good Hope. We just finished a 4.5-day sail from Santa Maria Island in the Azores to the big bustling city of Santa Cruz on the island of Tenerife in the Canaries. We chose this populated island to receive some very important packages, including a new sail. But will they arrive before our Schengen visas run out? Keep watching to see what happens when we encounter the police. Also, we'd love it if you came along for the ride and clicked subscribe.
All right, I am on my way to the marina office to pick up our package. It is finally here after a few days delay in customs. All right, our package has finally arrived. It only took 2 or 3 extra days to jump around customs. We were worried it would take longer, but it's here. Let's open it up. See if everything came through unscathed. And we'll tell you what we have and why we shipped this package. Okay, here we go. The first item is a spare starter motor. As you've already seen, we had to use one of these across the Atlantic. Next thing we have, these are fuel pickups, and these are for 2 reasons. One is for our diesel heater, and the other one is for our fuel polishing system that we are going to build. So these go into our tank, and we can draw fuel from the bottom. This is a fuel and water separator. So we're going to build this system that pumps our fuel through this with an electric fuel pump and be able to filter it so that it doesn't go into the engine. This is a spare water pump for the front of our engine. This is absolutely a necessary piece to ensure the engine can keep running and stay cool. If this were to fail, we could not run our engine. So we have an extra one just in case. Definitely inspected by customs, it looks like. These are extra fuel filters for our fuel polishing system. I know what this is. This is a repair and rebuild kit for our raw water pump. It includes new bearings and whatnot, so if we have a problem with that, we can rebuild that. Ensure our engine stays cool. So we're taking care of fuel and cooling for our engine. And then this is our electric fuel pump to power our system here. Okay, now for the fun stuff, electronics. This is a Yacht Devices humidity sensor for the N2K network. It senses humidity in the air, and it also senses air temperature. So this is going to help us track air temperature over time, which is helpful for forecasting. And this is a spare thermostat. This is what opens and closes and allows water to flow to your engine to regulate the heat of your engine. That's it. Christmas is over. Time to get back to work. Hello.
Hey.
Hey guys, we are here with Peter Lawless. He is actually attempting to be the first Irishman, is that correct?
Yep.
To sail around the world solo non-stop. And it just so happens he had a rudder problem and was forced into Tenerife. So we have some questions for him because he has an awesome journey and an awesome story. He has a YouTube channel as well. We'll definitely link it up right up over there somewhere. Let's ask him some questions and find out more about his journey.
What inspired you to go blue water sailing to begin with?
I grew up sailing. My dad has had circumnavigated. Took him 3 years and 3 attempts. He failed the first 2, but he made it. So we kind of grew up with it. It was something I always wanted to do. Unfortunately, as you said, I had rudder problems. So I'm not sure if something hit my rudder or whatever happened, but the linkage just popped.
Yeah.
So hopefully I get my parts sent here, and I can get up and running and get going again. But time is against me. You know, time is. You know, for the Capes, I'd want to be getting out of here reasonably quick, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's a lot of pressure on, but anyway, as I said, lovely to be hanging out with you guys and Roxy.
Yeah.
About autopilots, we don't have a wind vane on the boat. Peter does, and you carried 2.
So I have the Aries wind vane, which steers the boat very well. Unfortunately, my steering system got damaged, so the Aries works off steering my wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So I tightened the lines in it, and it got me here and here because the linkages were just loose. But so wind vane self-steering, I love it. It's just there's no power draw. I mean, it's pretty easy. I also carry a spare hydrovane that I could slip back onto the pads that are on the transom in case I need an emergency rudder. And then, as you said, I have the Raymarine autopilot that I'm thinking of upgrading, actually, just for redundancy. It works off the main rudder shaft, so that if everything else failed, that at least I could steer with the Raymarine, so like it's back up and back up and back up. You got to give yourself every chance, right?
Yeah, I think we totally agree on that. Yeah, we on board Sweet Ruka only have electronic autopilots, and it's been really interesting learning more about the wind vanes, about Aries, and about how they work and the differences between the different wind vanes.
Yeah.
So what is it like cooking and being on watch solo on the boat? We can kind of take turns because there's 2 of us, but how does that work for you?
Yeah, I can set an AIS perimeter. I have a pretty good AIS system, so it was pretty busy coming down this way.
Sure.
But from now on, I don't think it's going to be as busy. So I mean, cooking, sleeping, I kind of got used to of sleep patterns. Just maybe 2 hour sleeps. Get up, check the AIS, go back, get up. But in general, I have no problem with it. I love food, so I cook. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
And I have freeze dried if I really need the freeze dried meals.
So what's your preferred coffee? Is it French press? Is it drip? Is it?
No, because I've seen your coffee making on your recent video, and mine is the very same. It's instant coffee into a cup with hot water while you're trying to balance and hold stuff and hold on with your little fingers, and so the instant coffee is easy. Yeah, no French press, not.
All right, one last question. What drew you to Waxwing? What drew you to your boat?
Yeah.
I know that's a loaded question. But
No, that's a brilliant question. The minute I saw that boat, I fell in love with her.
All right.
Yeah, I saw her in a boatyard. I had my other boat, which was a Vandelstat, in the boatyard, and I saw a Waxwing, and I was just going, "Jeez, wow!" And she was out of the water, so she's got a beautiful underwater profile. And I spoke to the owner, and she's already circumnavigated twice. So anyway, I never thought I'd own her, but the way I saw her advertised about a year later, and I put an offer on her, and anyway, I ended up with her, and my own boat sold. I needed to sell my boat to buy her, so it all just worked out.
Wow.
So
it's funny how the stars align.
yeah, exactly. It was just meant to be. That was definitely meant to be.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we met Peter because turns out he has a love of dogs, and of course I was walking Roxy one day and he came over, and that's kind of how we met. We exchanged stories. We both want to sail around the Capes, and if there's anything we learned in cruising or sailing, that it's nothing usually goes to plan. So
Yeah.
would we both have expected to be in Tenerife at this time? Definitely not, but here we are, and it's awesome that we got to meet and share stories, talk about boats, how they're set up, and talk about those fun offshore experiences.
We had a bunch of fun with our friends on the boat Savior last night. They have a YouTube channel as well. Check out the link up there. And this is the perfect hangover food.
I've got some traditional Spanish tortilla, which has eggs, potatoes, and onions, but this one is extra special. It has shrimp and avocado, so really excited about this. And Curtis has some awesome breakfast, which is eggs, potatoes, and chorizo, which we love, a little spicy sausage. So get ready to dive into some Spanish food and get ready for our Atlantic crossing.
All right, good? We found this wonderful chandelier here in Tenerife. They are so helpful, family business, and we're stocking up to carry a little bit extra fuel. And so we got these jugs. And here are mi amigos. Muchas gracias.
You're welcome.
Okay. Ciao, ciao. All right. $20 more gallons of fuel. That's going to get us heat in Patagonia. I am the gas man. Let's see what walking into a port with carrying jugs of diesel, 5-gallon jugs of diesel strapped to my back in a backpack does. I feel like we might set off an alarm or two. What you making?
Tuna and I'm making tuna steaks and rice. We got tuna steaks, rice. Sorry, the kitchen is kind of a mess right some tuna steaks, and we have some rice with parsley and chives, and it's gonna be a delicious dinner. So, bon appetit!
Kate's working on a little YouTube video. She's making some amazing meals. Look at that. Wow, guys.
And a little extra spicy mayo.
Kate, wake up. There's police outside. Okay guys, here's what really happened. There was a knock on our boat's hull at 8 in the morning. There were 4 police officers surrounding our boat at the dock. The day before, we realized our Schengen visa was running out and our sail was not going to make it on time for us to leave, so we would have to overstay to get our sail. And there was probably no way that we would be able to forward our sail on somewhere else in any reasonable way. So we went to the police station and we notified them and told them that we would likely have to overstay. The boss was not there at the time, and they said, go back to your boat and come back to our office tomorrow when the boss is here. So that's what we did, and we were planning on going back in, but before we could go back in, they showed up at our boat.
And the thing with the Schengen visas is you only get 90 days now in all of the EU. And so we were approaching the end of that, and that's why we went in the first place. So what do you do when you run out of the Schengen visa? You ask for permission real nicely.
So it ends up the Canary Islands immigration and police officers and aduanas are all very nice. They're all extremely helpful in this situation. They completely understood, and they are very friendly to yachts and mariners. So what ended up happening to solve the situation is we were stamped out of our visas. So officially we had left the European Union. However, we were told that we can stay inside of the harbor at the dock. And as long as we don't push it, we can stay there until our sail comes in. We weren't allowed to travel to the other islands, but they completely understood the situation to be able to wait for the package.
It was definitely kind of a scary thing with 4 police officers standing outside of our boat early in the morning, not knowing what was going to happen and knowing we pushed it to the edge, but we really needed to get this sail, especially with the way that things are, shipping things in the world. It's really tough. Where are we going to get the sail next? Where are we going to end up even? So it was definitely a shock seeing those police officers there, but fortunately they were super kind and super accommodating. Yes, I'm really excited for this new sail. I think it's gonna look awesome. We had a great time with our old sail, and we are ready to put some miles on this new sail, ready to head south.
Here's a little hint about it. It's not Dacron, and it's not Hydronet. It's something completely different and high performance. You'll like to see it. Want to find out more about us? Visit our website right here at sweetruka.com.
And don't forget to smash that subscribe button.
See you guys next week. Yay!